Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our Major League Baseball call right now with Doug Upzone. Today is May 5th, and we are taking a look at the divisions in the American League. Doug, thanks for being back with us.
Peter, my pleasure to be back. Great to be talking some baseball here in the second month of the season. So, hey, let's keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep it going. All right, the AL West. Now, let's start with, as we know in baseball, in all sports, identifying teams that are a good bet against is as valuable as identifying teams that are a good team to bet on. And here we have Houston. Houston is a terrible team, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad bet. Not every terrible team is a bad bet. In Houston's case, it is the case. They are a terrible bet this year, minus 18% ROI. So as bad as they are, their lines still haven't been as big of an underdog as they should have been. We know they're going to continue to be bad. Will they continue to be overvalued? I tend to think so. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. It's a bad team. They're likely to be somewhere in that 65 wins for the season. Their offense is a little bit better this year. They got some younger players. Their starting pitching, though, is still not very good. And the bullpen, I don't know if you've seen, the official mascot of the Astros bullpen is the local fire station because they're both having to put out fires for what these guys are doing in blowing leads.
And then two teams that have been profitable are Texas and Oakland. Oakland has been plus 10% on the year, and I think we discussed Oakland in spring training, and we kind of forecast, we kind of saw this coming. They're a quality team. Their starting pitching's been a little bit better than expected. Best bullpen ERA in the American League, solid lineup. They just kind of get it done, not in a flashy way, a little bit underrated. They are plus 10% as of right now, May 5th. Do you think that continues?
Oh, I without a doubt. Here's the thing that another factor I look at in teams, and again, I mentioned runs allowed and runs scored and runs allowed. Here's another one to look for, and I've been following this the last several years. Is I look for teams and how they perform in games that are decided by 4 or more runs. Right now, the best team in baseball in this category is Oakland at 9-2. Okay. So what does that mean? In order to win a game by that amount, you have to be able to hit, to create separation in terms of run. You have to have good starting pitching, keeps the score down low, and you have to have a bullpen that can close the deal. At 9-2, Oakland is doing all of those things at the present time. And again, I'm not going to say they're going to finish, with such a high record. But last year, Boston was the World Series champions. They were 51-20 in games decided by 4 or more runs, the best in baseball by far. And if Oakland even stays along the path that they're on, they're going to be tough to beat all season long, Peter.
All right, so we're forecasting continued profitability for Oakland. And then let's take a look at the Angels. The Angels have been a good fade for a few years now with all those big names in the lineup. Their lineup's doing a little bit better, though, right? Pujols is having a pretty good year, but they still have been a little bit of a bad bet on the year, and particularly bad at home where their lines tend to get inflated. They're actually up 5% on the road on the year, but down 17% at home. And do you think that's going to continue?
It will continue as long as there's this one factor. Weaver and Wilson are 2 good starters for them. Skaggs and Richards have been better than expected as starters. Their 5th starter, Santiago, is 0-5, so that's a problem. But to me, the real problem with this team is still the bullpen. Now, Smith has come in and done a better job as a closer, but in games where either they have a slight lead or slightly behind in those, 6th or 7th inning, that continues to be a problem for them. And that's right now the thing that's going to hold them back because their offense is dynamic. They're scoring more than 5 runs a game. So I think there's still enough there. But unless Mike Scioscia can find answers, in the bullpen to solve that problem, this is a team that essentially is going to be slightly unprofitable, as it goes, unless they figure that out.
I think especially, though, when Weaver starts, because he's always going to be a big favorite, and he's actually already minus 3.5 units on the year. And that also brings us to, we see the same thing with Felix Hernandez, right? Having a great year again, pitching like a stud, but Seattle's only won 3 of his 7 starts, and he is already minus 4 units on the year in games that he started.
Yeah, the Robinson Cano, Corey Hart thing has not brought any benefits, to this team. And it isn't just their fault, even though Hart hasn't done much. But, they had these younger players, and we talked about this in spring. If Seattle was going to improve this year, it was going to be on their homegrown players, that they had brought up, the Ackleys and guys like that. And unless those guys perform, and they have not, I don't see Seattle really making a big push, even as, they're starting to get some of their pitchers back this year, and they're going to, once again, waste a lot of good Felix Hernandez opportunities to win games.
All right, so what are we forecasting here? We're definitely forecasting a continued profitability for Oakland. Are we continuing to forecast profitability betting against Houston?
Without a doubt.
And anything else from the AL West?
I would say that those are the two key components at the present time.
Okay, thanks so much, Doug. Talk to you again next week.
Thank you, Peter.